for the East of England Ambulance Service. Ben works in control and I work frontline on the ambulances.
So you're frontline inside the ambulances, giving people the care that they need. And Ben, your role as coordinating it all, how demanding's that been?
Very demanding. It's especially now more than ever. Really, at the moment, our services haven't gone quieter. They've definitely got busier. I think we're probably as busy as what we are now as what we were in the pandemic, I think. So it is really, really busy at the moment. Always stressful, but we can only do what we can do.
How has all of the COVID impacted staff like you? How difficult have your roles become because of the COVID pandemic?
I think it's always a struggle because people are starting to feel it. They're starting to feel a bit down about it all. People are tired. People are exhausted from the pandemic, and actually it hasn't stopped, and it just keeps getting busier and busier. And every year it gets busier and busier and busier. And it's just, when does it ever stop? When does it go quiet? We used to have that thing, winter pressures, but it's like winter pressures all year round.
Constant.
It just doesn't stop, and it's just so busy all the time. Like from the minute, sometimes I'll come in the morning, log onto the computer. Already I'm having to make decisions that normally I wouldn't have to make till like lunchtime when it's really busy, and I'm like, it's 6:30 in the morning, it's just so busy.
What kind of decisions?
Austin, so which ambulance? We've only got a limited number of resources. Which patient do we attend first, which patient do we attend second, which one gets the ambulance and who he needs to wait. That's our decision of what we need to do based on very little information that we have.
Have making those decisions ever created problems for you as an individual, like your mental health?
Absolutely, and you always second guess. You always like, did I do that right? Did I not do that right? Was that the right thing to do? But we can only do what we can do. We only have a limited information, which is why it's so important that when you call 999, you give exactly the right details and call and be exactly accurate on as best you can on what you're calling for. So it's really, really important. What we do get is some people that could think elsewhere of where they could go for alternative different pathways, such as walk-in centres, things like that. But the first thing people do now is call 999 straight away for quite so many different things. It's so
perhaps not always the sort of correct reasons.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So the charity you're doing this crazy zipwire for is what, Chloe?
So it's the Ambulance Staff Charity, and they are a fabulous charity who support all of us ambulance staff, as well as ambulance students, and like our friends and family as well. So they're really important to us.
And how have you been raising money then? Have you been sort of getting sponsored to do this?
So we have a Just Giving page that we've been sort of sharing around, which you can find if you literally type in Ben and Chloe Just Giving into Google. We've just found out.
Okay, so Google Ben and Chloe,
Yep.
Google
Just
Ben and
Giving.
Chloe Just Giving,
Zipwire.
and it should come up in the Zipwire.
Yeah.
And just tell me a bit more about what you're doing in Wales.
So we are doing a zipwire in Wales across a quarry. It's the fastest zipwire in the world. I believe it's just under a mile long. I think the whole thing lasts about 45 seconds, but you go up to like 100 miles an hour and it's 600 metres off the floor, I think.
How do you feel about that?
Terrified.
What about you, Ben?
Not great at all. I think both of us are absolutely terrified of heights, but it's such a good cause and the charity is absolutely brilliant, so it's so worth doing it.
Well, I'm going to be getting into Google Ben and Chloe Zipwire Challenge, Just Giving, and I will be giving some money towards this cause because it is superb. And anyone who's listening at the minute, maybe you've not given any money to charity for a little while, how about picking Ben and Chloe's charity to donate a little bit of money to? Just a £5 or a £10 or 20, whatever you can afford. It all will make a difference. Have you got in mind a total that you're hoping to raise?
As much as possible. We've raised, we've just aid as well, over £2,808, which is enough for 47 support sessions and mental health support. So
you've
it's
already
amazing.
raised that amount?
Yeah, already. So
fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
So you were mentioning you used to listen to Kevin Ross when I was on Heart, and you've been saying all lovely things about me, which is why I'm going to give you a little bit more money than perhaps I would have done. Thank you so much for all of the kind comments that you guys have given us. And listen, I say this not just to you, Ben and Chloe, but to anybody working, whether it's within the ambulance service or within the NHS in general. Thank you so much for looking after us and continuing to look after us. And OMG, good luck. When's the Zipwire? What are you doing here?
Tomorrow. Tomorrow. So the last 24 hours to donate.
It's gonna be here before you know it. And you're heading over to Wales. Who's driving?
Ben.
Me.
Ben. Okay. Yeah. So you're not going in an ambulance, or you're going in a normal car?
No, normal car.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Chloe, for joining us today on PCR FM. Search up Ben and Chloe Just Giving on Google to donate. We've got the headlines for 8:30 next.